Hello everyone, and welcome to the review of the MJX RC Technique X916H mini quadcopter. This is a smart quadcopter, as we can call it, because it's not using a transmitter, but it only has connectivity over wireless network, over Wi-Fi to your mobile phone, and you are going to control it using application on your mobile phone, and you will not get the transmitter, and you don't need the transmitter to control it. As you can see, the little quadcopter comes with a manual which is in English, and by quick looking at some of the instructions here, it looks like it has pretty good English. It's an understandable manual. It's not that Chinglish or Changlish or a combination between Chinese and English, so you can start using it pretty fast. All you need to do is download an application for it. It's called MJX H application, and I couldn't find it on the market, but it's freely available on MJX website. In the box you also get prop guard set, which are quickly detachable. No need to screw them on. You just put them over the motor pods, and you can install them easily, as I told you, but I'm not going to install them. And you also get here in a separate bag almost a standard USB charger, a set of spare propellers, 4 propellers, so 2 are of clockwise and 2 are anti-clockwise, and a neat tool that will enable you to change the propeller much more easily. You just put this underneath and just lever it out. It will save your nails, so that's a good thinking of them. And of course the LiPo, which is already inserted. It's 340 milliamps battery. No discharge rate on it, just some instructions on a very shiny label, and the instructions are very small written, so not important. You know the rules for LiPos. Alright, so the LiPo goes in, not all the way, but just like that. The connection will remain a bit outside, and on the front of course you get the camera. Good thinking of them was that it's not facing downward like on all cameras, so when you fly you are going to film the ground, so this is at least level, so when you are filming you are going to get some tilt, but you are going to see where you are flying to, so it's a good idea. Okay, let's move on to the application. First I'm going to connect the battery and place it on a level surface. You can see the LEDs are flashing, and now I'm going to search and connect to the wireless network that is provided by the mini quad, and you can see MJX. I'm going to connect to it, no password. It's now connected, and if I launch the MJX H application, you have an option to select monitor or control. I'm going to select control, and I already have image from the little quad, but you can see the image is upside down, and I should have an option here to flip the image. Let's see, some of these settings here should reverse the image. Alright, so that did it. Although this button here is labeled for inversion, it has returned the image to normal. It's no longer upside down. As you can see, the wireless is pretty responsive on this model. There is not a lot of lag. There are some models which have a lot of lag. The quad will go in that direction, the image will go in that direction. And this, as you can see, it has a bit of lag, but it's pretty fluid, not a lot of delays. And what else we can see in the application? So you have this 3D view which will make an image compatible with Google Cardboard. You have this tap to fly or draw symbol. This quad does not have GPS, and it will not take into account wind and other conditions. So if you play with this, it will only approximate where it should go, but it does not have a way to know how much it has traveled or where it is. So use this with a lot of caution. Also, to enable the other settings, as you can see, most of them are grayed out. You need to enable them by pressing this button, and now the control interface is armed and the settings all work here. And if you press engine start, the quad will start. And of course you have an option to auto land or turn off the interface. As you can see, you can control throttle from here, so it's mode 1, but you can switch it to mode 2 if you are accustomed to mode 2. And now you have mode 2 and control elevator and ailerons on the right, and that's okay. Last but not least, you have headless modes, you have automatic return. You need to pay attention to those. Once again, this is not a GPS quad, so return is not return to home, but it will try to return the quad facing you when it's away, so you can bring it home. And headless mode, you know what that is. Regardless of the quad's rotation, the front and reverse side movement remain the same for you, regardless of the quad rotation axis. Of course, the quad also has altitude hold, and that's very useful for this type of quad, because flying using a smartphone screen, it's not the perfect control, so the interface has a bit of lag and you cannot adjust the throttle so precise like you are doing it on a transmitter. And if you want this easy to use app, you need an easy to fly quad. So the quad has altitude hold, and you will see that in work when it flies. So you just adjust its height using the throttle stick there, and the direction you will adjust manually. So that's very okay. You also have auto takeoff, auto land buttons if you want to use them, and also if you arm the motors, you can control them manually to take off or land. So that was the quick bench overview of this little quad that looks like a Lily drone, if you know that project. It looks exactly like a Lily drone. Till next time, bye bye.